All right, everybody, we are live. It's going to be WWE Backlash tonight, and I am excited for this card. We're going to have a fun show here. Just looking at some of these matches: Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. That should be a good one right there. We're going to have Dominic Mysterio and Penta. That should be a banger. Dom really coming into his own lately as a heel. I think that's going to be a potentially fun match. Pat McAfee and Gunther. I'm very interested to see how Gunther can work with Pat and see what he can do there. You know, Pat, he loves wrestling. He's athletic. And Gunther, guy never has a bad match as far as I'm concerned. Another interesting match tonight, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Lyra Valkyria, Intercontinental Champion. We talked about this on the live show yesterday, me and Joe. We think that, you know, Lyra, she's got so much potential, but I don't think it's her time just yet. I think Becky takes the title. And in the main event, Randy Orton and John Cena, 31 world championships between them. They wrestle one last time. Who's walking out with the gold? I think it's going to be Cena. So, so we're about 4 minutes away here from Backlash starting. Producer Joe will hopefully join me by then. And guys, jump in the comments. Tell me what you think. What kind of matches you're looking forward to the most here tonight? What do you like that's going on with WWE right now? Hell, tell me what you like, what's going on in pro wrestling. I'm open to talk about anything. So right now, I'm just watching a little bit of the Backlash preview. I see the panel's got Sam Roberts, Big E, that nice lady from Monday Night Raw. I always forget her name. She likes hockey. So, interested to see what we get for this show tonight. For me personally, I think the match of the night that I'm looking forward to the most is actually going to be Gunther and McAfee. I just really want to see how that plays out. Wade Barrett coming out now to do commentary. I wonder if we'll ever see Wade Barrett wrestle again, personally. Wade Barrett, former Intercontinental Champion. I always liked Wade. Thought he was underappreciated. Let me see here. Somebody dressed like Macho Man Randy Savage. Gotta love Savage. Another one of my all-time favorites. And here we go. So I'm just sharing some stuff here tonight, folks, while people jump in and join us. Yeah, so again, guys, just curious to see what you think about this card for Backlash tonight. What might be some of your favorite matches you're looking forward to? Looks like a big crowd in St. Louis tonight. St. Louis, a building with a lot of wrestling history. Wrestling with the Chase back in the day. Harley Race, one of the greatest NWA world champions all the time from St. Louis. As producer Joe, he's trying to pop in. He's working on it. Pershad Owens doing the America the Beautiful, I'm assuming. Yeah. Producer Joe, are you with us, buddy?
Yeah, they had a video about wrestling at the Chase before this. I thought it was kind of funny how on a WWE event, they're using a lot of NWA footage. And there was a shout out to Sam Munchnick. So they're paying a lot of tribute to the city, but it's funny that it's through like another company's footage.
It is funny. If you remember, even in '97, when we watched that In Your House, we were shocked that there was a moment where they honored like NWA history and they had Sam Musnick on. I think this is one thing throughout the company, even in Vince's era, where they always seem to appreciate Sam Musnick and his St. Louis territory. We've seen it with Billy Corgan. He takes the Crockett Cup to St. Louis that one time too. There's always seemed like there's just a natural, universal, mutual respect for Sam.
Yes. And did you catch any of the pre-show at all?
I did not. Any matches? Anything?
There were no matches, but the Fatal 4-Way is kicking off the event tonight.
Okay. Nice. Like I said, I think that's going to be Jacob Fatu's time to shine here.
Yeah, featured a lot of them on SmackDown last night.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss made her return to television last night, not counting the Royal Rumble appearance.
Okay, the singing is done. Time to get the wrestling started.
What match are you looking forward to the most tonight?
Ooh, I mean, that main event's going to be good. I think it's Dom and Penta, probably that
Dom
I'm
and Penta?
most excited for. The Fatal 4-Way is going to be good. McAfee's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah. Just to see what kind of match Gunther will pull out of McAfee, how they'll make it work, how they'll make it make sense. Interested. Randy Osgood joining the comments here. Randy Osgood, time for Backlash. I can't show it for some
where
reason.
the storyline goes after McAfee and Gunther will be interesting. McAfee making his way in now.
Guess I can't show it. Yep, Pat McAfee. I wonder what his actual like nerves are like before a big WWE event as opposed to when he was playing football.
Yeah, it's performing for like just about as many people. Is it more, or are you less nervous?
And it's not something that,
I would almost imagine he'd be less nervous for football.
Yes. Well, AJ making an appearance tonight. AJ Styles? You never know. Will Bill Goldberg come out tonight? There was a rumor about Bill Goldberg possibly coming out tonight, I believe, to maybe challenge Gunther,
It would make sense with McAfee being his opponent. Like, who's going to stop in from McAfee taking that beating?
So now you and I both picked Becky to win the Intercontinental title, but you picked Penta to win the men's Intercontinental title, correct?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And those are the titles you see changing hands then, the Intercontinental Championships.
Yeah, I think so. Because, I don't see Cena losing his title, and I would be surprised if Fatu lost it.
Yeah. AJ Strange. I don't think he'll make an appearance tonight. I haven't heard from AJ in a bit. He's doing fine. He's not in the witness protection program or anything, but yeah, as far as I know, he will be working tonight. He did talk about maybe making an appearance for Survivor Series. Randy, I like
too. Didn't we talk about that?
But I think Becky wins tonight. Agreed. What was that, Joe, about AJ?
SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, yes. That's actually where our next event. Jake St. John. That is another one. I'll tell you what, boys. When they come on, I won't lie. Me and Joe talked about it last time. It does make it a lot easier for us to have multiple people on. So, hopefully at some point, maybe we'll see somebody in the comments show up.
Yeah, if anybody shows up, that would be the way. We didn't get to anybody. We even just kind of put this together last minute. Because we've been seeing good growth on the channel for like 3 months now. And the WrestleMania watch-alongs always go so well. We were like, let's try and get it for Backlash, as many as we can try doing. It keeps us in the rotation, and sometimes it's good for views.
Yeah, and we have just reached 2 million of those, by the way. So humble brag, 2 million views of this channel.
2.25 million, I believe, at this point. Constantly climbing.
That's right, baby. Check us out.
Building a nice back catalog. We also have videos coming out once a day till like end of May.
Maple Leaf Wrestling show tonight. Randy talked what he thought about getting. Joe, did you get that?
No, I've been debating on that as well. And we are
In
getting
Indians.
our first match of the night. As we said, that fatal 4-way. Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. I mean, even after SmackDown last night, my choice of who's going to win this isn't changing.
No.
But I'm more excited for the match after SmackDown last night. Hey, Randy, we're trying to grow the channel. Like we always like to say at the top of our broadcast, a lot of people that watch us aren't subscribed. So if you're stumbling upon us for the first time, you like what we do, hit that subscribe button. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. It means the world to us. And it lets you know the next time we talk wrestling live, which we try and do fairly regularly here.
So, if Jacob Fatu was going to lose this title tonight, who's he losing it to? McIntyre? LA Knight? Priest? I feel like it's LA Knight or McIntyre.
See, I was thinking like McIntyre or Priest.
Maybe Drew. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like this is Jacob's night. I feel like Priest and Drew will take each other out of the equation. And the only way I say Jacob loses this is if Solo Sikoa gets involved and like it backfires because they are teasing tension there.
Yeah, the only way I saw him losing is like some kind of match fuckery or like, you know, somebody tries stepping in for somebody, it messes up. McIntyre's really been on a good run this year, like kind of adjusting how he presents himself and staying in that credible, you know, main event rotation.
Randy wants to see Fatu versus Solo. I think that would be a fun match when it happens. Yeah, you know, Drew, I mean, he's been on a tear. I would say even for like the last 2 years, when you look at all the stuff he did last year with Punk and everything. And yeah, he's a guy that he just continues to build. I think he's doing something with Rock right now, too, like an outside project.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I just saw something about that today. Am I missing UFC tonight? Maybe, but I'll probably watch some of it. I'll probably find some nefarious ways to watch it and maybe finish watching it in the morning because it's a long night for Dave.
Yeah, I mean, this might be done by the time the main card starts, but
I think it will be.
I think the last thing you want to do after watching a bunch of wrestling is sit down and watch more combat sports.
No. I got a couple shorts in the chamber I'm going to upload when the event's done too. So I got stuff that I got planned, and at some point
Who
I got to
knows?
get back.
Will there be shorts from the event?
There might be some. It depends on his event rules.
Comments.
Drew McIntyre, man. Yeah, looks like a stud. Let's see here. I was telling you something earlier about The Rock, right? And Drew McIntyre. Since we got a little time here, let's see what this was. I got it right here. Drew McIntyre in our new You Against You campaign for Project Rock. Rock says he's a huge fan of Drew and always rooting for him to succeed. So, all right, you versus you is something to do with Project Rock. And yeah, Drew McIntyre is a part of that. I mean, hey, it doesn't hurt to have The Rock in your corner. Randy, I love these 5-match cards. They make me, they warm my heart. Keep it PG. I got kids now, baby.
See, I'll say the 5-match cards for WWE are great because each match has such story going into it that every match feels important. On the flip side, AEW has a lot of good wrestling on their cards, but not as much story. So you're getting like the two ends of wrestling with each company.
Oh God, no. It's so different animal, and that's great. You know what? It should be. You know what? Have them both be different companies. So I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, I like the 5 match system. It kind of actually, it's almost like the UFC main card, right? Like UFC is 5, you know, big fights under a main card, and it's almost like WWE's kind of doing that a little bit, and I don't mind that, especially since they start earlier than UFC.
Yeah, 100%.
And your WrestleMania will have 6 or 7 matches, or maybe even 8. But yeah, these other pay-per-views, keep it down to 5.
Now they were going over backlashes of the past before the show. They had 2023 from Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
That was a great event.
great one.
They were showing Cody versus AJ from last year. I remember a backlash that I really enjoyed was years ago. It was Nakamura's first backlash in WWE. He had come up from NXT and it was him versus Dolph Ziggler. And I just remember being so excited for that match because I'm like, oh, this is going to be a wrestling match. Like, besides that in Puerto Rico, I can't say there's another backlash that's really stood out.
I want to say last year's Backlash was the one in France too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I think it was.
yeah, and they had a very enthusiastic crowd. I remember that they sang. That's when I first really noticed people started to sing Randy Orton's entrance music, and everything. But the year before Puerto Rico won, that one was just, I love that one. And yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other big backlashes over time. I do believe, I'd have to look this up, but I'm pretty sure The Rock and Bill Goldberg wrestled at a Backlash one time, and I remember thought that was a big match. That might be something to look up someday. Biggest matches in Backlash history. Jacob Fatu walking in here now. I actually watched a clip of the former Baron Corbin talking about Jacob Fatu, and talked about what an amazing athlete he was, and that he's been doing this crazy stuff for years, and how the new regime in WWE brought him in. The old regime, because he had been arrested before, I guess, didn't really want to take a chance on him. And Corbin's thing was like, hey, he's a great person, he's an awesome dad, and like, this is a guy you need to take a chance on, and he's killing it.
Yeah, since he's come into WWE, he's like, I don't want to say it's like the fastest ascension I've seen come in, but he was doing big things early.
I want to almost watch. I haven't really watched them, but Stephanie's Places, they have a episode where she basically sits down with all the bloodline, the Usos, Roman, Jacob Fatu, Solo, and Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I mean, not my type of show, but that is an interesting group of guests to be talking to.
There's a part where Paul talks about how he made it in the group by basically, like much like her father, her grandfather, he snuck in the room as a photographer. He ended up riding, because he was too young. He ended up riding with Afa and Sika, and he learned from them, and that's how he ended up, passing on the knowledge of the elders, to this next generation. And I think Paul just being involved with that makes it very interesting to me.
Yeah, because if you don't know the story, it seems like a random connection. But then if you know wrestling history and know those connections, he's involved with the Samoans going back years. And as a wrestling mind, that's a good group to be getting in with as well.
Randy, not a fan of all the ads on the ring mat. I get that. I don't really notice it too much anymore, but
it's a bit much, but I mean, being what it is now, you see plenty of ads on the UFC mat, even though there's a little more like room on a UFC mat.
Yeah,
it's not the greatest, but it's kind of one of those necessary evils of modern wrestling.
Making money. Hey, you know what? Given how much the wrestling has improved and the storytelling has improved, I'll sacrifice the mat.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd say that prime cart on the outside is a little weirder.
Yes,
But I
yes.
mean, you can't. I guess you can't fault him for it because we have gotten our logo on a mat and we know what it takes to get it there. So they're making money off of this
Oh
space.
yeah.
You got to respect the hustle, I guess.
Hmm. See Jacob taking control right now in this match. Out of WWE, like what are some matches and stuff when you think of Jacob Fatu?
Matches that he's had or matches that I want to see.
Or that he's had already, like before he came to WWE? Anything like stick out? For me, it's his rivalry with Hammerstone.
That was a really good one. I mean, just his whole title run in
Hmm.
MLW was huge
With
because he was
Parker?
such a big, like, featured wrestler there.
Yeah.
And then when he finally got that title, it was wild because he was part of a group, Contra,
Hmm.
who think about how would you describe Contra? Maybe like MLW's NWO in a way, where it's like the big faction and they had kind of more of an evil menace to
Hmm.
them. But I thought he was huge with them.
Yeah, and the original Contra too. Um, who was the gentleman with him? He was like basically doing a thing like the Sheik.
Oh, Joseph Samael. I forget what
Yeah,
they.
yeah. I really thought he was great. Yeah, I loved how he played into that. So no wrestling show at Jute City this summer, Randy. I don't think so. You never know, but
No, there isn't. They announced the Grizzled Great get together. It's
oh,
like 3 days of
they
concerts.
did. All right. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I'm
It's a no.
actually going to be away that weekend too, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
miss all the carnival fun across the street.
So that'll be the second year with no wrestle. So maybe now they did wrestle in they spaced it out, right? So that year wasn't it a couple years before that they had wrestling too?
Like 5 or so years before that.
So Randy, we got 3 more years, baby. Hold on.
Mm. They've
We'll
done it
see.
a couple times. I think it's cost, and I don't know. Cost plays a part in it.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I saw of the crowd at the Griswold Great Get Together, it wasn't lack of interest that holds it back.
No, no, no. They seemed interested. They had a lot of fun. People there.
Believe me,
And
we'd
wrestling's
love
probably
for it to
hotter
come
right now
back.
too.
That was such a fun event. If you think about some of the wrestlers that were on that have gone on to bigger things, like obviously the biggest is Megan Bain,
Yeah.
but you've also got Brad Baylor, who was on WWE ID, ended up in Evolve a lot.
He's made an appearance on NXT a couple times too.
Anthony Green wrestled in Noah before that, has wrestled on the East Coast since then.
Yeah. Part of
That was
NWA.
a nice surprise. Waves
He's
and
in the
Curls still
AEW
doing
spot.
big things in the New England area. Ooh,
Oh Jesus. I wanted to go to Northeast Wrestling last weekend, but it was a pretty far drive, so I thought you were going, Joe. Nope.
nah, I mean, it looked like a good show, but especially with the summer coming up and the job, getting away for those weekend shows is going to be less likely. I believe they're doing their WrestleFest show this weekend. I think it's today, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we got Drew and Jacob facing off. I'm liking this matchup.
Oh yeah. I heard somebody. I took my stepdaughter to physical therapy yesterday for her knee. She's working on a knee, and I heard one of the people who does the therapy. They were talking about something, and she's like, "These kids are off the chain." Just all I could think of was Jacob Fatu, and the wrestling fan would be like, "All gas, no brakes, baby!" And I'm like, "Nah, we're not gonna. They don't need anybody." So apparently, it's in New York tonight.
It's wild how they can take this tough guy like Jacob Fatu and get him to get over a catchphrase like that.
Yeah, not I mean.
You know, because it's like the most sports entertainment thing they could do with him, but he
Mhm.
keeps it real, like in his style.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope WWE signs Hammerstone. You never know. I mean, now there's so many options, right? Because they can put you on NXT, they can put you on Evolve, they can put you in AAA, maybe.
Oh, so an interesting thing I wanted to mention about Evolve, and it has to do with a lot of the releases. So a lot of the people that got released by WWE, like Riley Osborne, Oro Mensa,
Yeah.
a couple other people had, I don't know if it was their last matches in Evolve, but they had been featured in Evolve shortly before they left. And I was reading somewhere that Riley Osborne didn't want to go to Evolve.
Okay. Well, that could.
I don't know if it means anything, but that was just something I noticed.
Yeah.
I had saw the Riley Osborne story, and then when I thought about it, I'm like, oh yeah, in the last few weeks of Evolve, some of the NXT people that brought down were the ones that got released.
What are our thoughts on the purchase of AAA? I enjoy it, Randy. Like, I think because CMLL is so big down there right now, I think WWE being behind AAA will make things very interesting for that scene. But also, I really like the chance now that hopefully AAA will be on like maybe Peacock or something, and maybe we'll see more, Lucha Libre in the national spotlight again.
I am staying cautiously optimistic about it. I do like it, but there's a part of me that wonders, could it Americanize Lucha Libre in a way? Will it change the AAA product? I'm going to have to keep my eyes on it to see. But yeah, if they could get their stuff on Peacock, that would be amazing. Because I've been getting their Triple Mania shows on Triller TV for a little while now.
And don't forget, now you're going to have access to guys like Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and, Penta. And Vikingo could make an appearance on Raw. He made an appearance on WrestleMania already. And then he was on Impact shortly after that.
Yeah, it helps with that Impact AAA working relationship as well.
Jacob Fatu is tearing this up right now. This crowd, look at that swanton. Look at the shakes. People love it when he shakes. LA Knight, though, blunt force trauma.
I love this, how everybody's getting their chance to shine here.
Oh, yeah. Claymore.
Oh, wow.
Oh, knocked him on LA Knight.
I thought he was going to get it there on that weird pin.
That was great, the way they set that up.
This is a heck of a show opener. Big swanton there from Jacob. It's really surprising WWE didn't bring in Jacob sooner. But like, I knew he'd be good in WWE, but he's almost fitting in like better than I would have expected.
Yeah. All the finishes.
God, I'm feeling a little spoiled on that the WrestleMania watch along we did. That almost felt like a night off.
Oh,
now
yeah.
I'm like, oh God, I hope we can keep up this talking all night.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It shakes. This is a little tribute up. The way he comes out of that corner. Same with Solo, kind of a tribute to Umaga, I would believe.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Oh. Drew and LA Knight countering each other. All right. Get the double underarm hook DDT. Nip up.
I like with these cards, too, that these matches get the time they need.
Count it down for the big kick. Nails it. LA Knight's out. Someone's got to break this up, right? Or maybe grab this referee.
Wow.
It's always Drew McIntyre that screws him. I mean, it's always Priest that screws McIntyre.
Yeah, that was wild there. For a second, I'm like, no way. He is going to get the pin here.
Yeah, that would have been very convincing. I mean, you can't do a more convincing victory than that.
Not that he doesn't deserve to get it, but it was just... Just
All right,
the
so here's
certainty I have that Jacob's gonna win.
yeah, and here's all right. So now here's Priest and McIntyre taking each other out of the game. Jacob
And
Fatu
that's
comes
kind
in
of the
here
thing
now.
that you would think would happen, that two guys would break off
Mm-hmm.
and just damaging him with those Samoan headbutts there.
The only thing is, it looks like he's had so much control. I keep waiting for like Solo or something. Oh, he misses the moonsault though.
I was expecting him to finish it there. I saw him miss it. I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen here?
Oh, could he be hit the Samoan spike from here? Maybe. No. Oh, wait, no. What? Wow, I like that elbow. Gonna go back. Little suicidal.
God, you say
style.
Samoan Spike, and I still go back to the work meeting I had where Samoan Spike was brought up in a serious way.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was actually thinking, like, do we ever call them for like a sponsorship? I don't remember if we sent an email or not, but
No, we never sent the email.
I'm trying to get that spike.
Once I changed positions at work, it felt a little weird asking. We could talk about it later. I still got it.
Yeah. Oh, Priest, what a match, Randy. What a match.
This match is good. It's the spectacle we needed it to be. Although the way that Drew and Priest are fighting, I think it's almost clear now that neither one of these guys is getting the win.
No. These people are going crazy out here. Oh, okay.
I love
There's
the
a table.
look of it, of them fighting all the way out there, and then you can see the action in the ring.
Oh man, there's a table right there. He's looking for that superplex off this ramp.
Oh shit!
Drew McIntyre says no, going to the eye. I mean, Priest goes to the eyes. The baby face. Come on.
Oh, the straps are coming down.
The homage to Jerry Lawler, baby. The king. Priest thinks he's the king of Memphis.
Oof.
Oh!
That was a big jump right there.
That was. They're out of the game. They're done. A little blood on his mouth. Priest does, anyway. Here comes Jason Jordan with some other referees and whoever. Whoever the fuck they are. Let's look at this fall. Hope Drew didn't hurt the back of his head there too much.
I think most likely I will buy that Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling show. You know, part of me is like, you don't need to buy another wrestling show, but the lineup on that was so good. I want to say that Gauntlet for the Canadian Championship is big.
That's all.
Kylie Ray versus Giselle Shaw, the Good Brothers, Oku, Speedball Bailey, and Gabe Kidd.
Talk about Jason Jordan here. Isn't that Kurt Angle's son? Yeah.
Still one of the wilder storylines, WWE.
Yeah, it really is. The fact they didn't go with Chad Gable. Out of the two of them.
It would make too much sense.
Yeah, back then, right?
And it's funny because El Grande Americano almost feels like a Vince creation in a way.
Yeah. Oh, man. LA Knight got Jacob on the table. My man Fatu. Come on.
Now, Dave, coming up for next week, I know we talked about Billy Graham matches. Have you gotten a chance to search any matches?
No. You sent me that today, and I was like, I wonder if he'll look at. Oh, here comes Solo. But it's not the back of my mind.
I found a couple good ones on YouTube that I'm gonna go back and at least add one to the list.
All right.
Okay, we knew Solo would get involved.
Yep. So
there's an interesting one with Barry Horowitz from Wrestling Challenge.
Oh, Billy Graham. All right. Oh, that's Jeff Cobb.
Oh shit. Oh,
we got someone else from the islands now.
Oh shit! Going after LA Knight.
Hey, oh yeah, anything goes.
The Samoans.
Oh wow! Well, you know what this means, right? This is going to set up Cobb and Solo is probably a team. Eventually, though, this might lead to Cobb versus Jacob Fatu.
Is it Cobb and Solo as a team? Could it be Fatu and Jeff Cobb as a
Well,
team?
Cobb's looking at Solo and he's taking direction, so that's why I feel like, you know. Oh, look at Jacob Fatu. Look at here.
I know they're setting up that tension, but it's got to be a tease in some way, right?
Look at this. Man, interesting. Fatu, just the way he stares at him. It's interesting.
Yeah, really kind of adding to that tension.
Yeah.
You know, because on the face of it, they didn't touch it all. So it's kind of like they're lining up Cobb with them at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'll say for sure, Cobb is a freak. Yeah, freak athlete.
I love that we finally got the Cobb debut here. And Jacob Fatu getting that win like we thought.
Awesome. Look at Wade Barrett in the back.
Fatu still looking very skeptically at them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's something that they leave teased till Friday. You know, maybe keep some speculation in Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got your first short of the night right there, Dave.
Jeff Cobb, Solo, baby. I like it. You know, I hope that they do something big with Cobb, too. This guy is an amazing athlete. And, man, a lot of good talent in WWE these days. As we see Fatu walking to the back here. Checking out, looking at Solo and Cobb still just kind of staring out here.
That is fucking awesome. I swear we got to be the kings of like the underrated reactions. You're going to watch other YouTube channels. They're going to be falling out of their chairs like, oh, I can't believe it. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I saw that. Like, oh, shit.
I saw that there's an old man last night on, he looked older anyway, but when Alexa Bliss came out and he's like, mouth completely wide open. I'm like, for this?
Did he kind of look like he was on drugs?
It might have been. He looked fucked up.
I think I know who you were talking about because I feel like they got a shot of one guy for a little too long that was just like,
yeah, exactly. I was like,
fucking pervert.
I'm like, yeah. I like Alexa Bliss. She's fine.
Shit! Put her ass up on the jumbotron. It was a pretty cool return. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise. Day before pay-per-view. Jay, you still got them yeet glasses on. Oh, hard truth. Oh, yeah.
After hurting my foot this week, I take offense to him stomping on Jey Uso's foot. That could hurt like a motherfucker.
I have a wild theory. If you've been watching SmackDown at all lately, R-Truth the last couple of weeks talks about how John Cena is still his hero.
Childhood hero.
Yeah, childhood hero, yes. And Jimmy Uso's like, what? Yeah, he's like, hell with you, bro. But I think no one's paying attention to it because it's R-Truth just doing silly stuff. But what if it's not? What if R-Truth is actually going to help Cena win? And like R-Truth is going to be like on Team Cena.
That feels so weird. But the reason that it's good is because R-Truth is such a beloved hero, like such a beloved figure. And think about how weird that would be for the crowd to see him aiding Cena because he's such a fan of him and almost turning him heel in a way. So Night of Champions, Saturday, June 28th, a Saudi Arabia card.
So I heard on another podcast somewhere that they're going to do a Crown Jewel event, but not in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's in, I believe, Perth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was it. You're right. Yeah. So,
and Dave, we might have to have a conversation off the air about if we are doing something for Night of Champions in the afternoon.
Yeah. There's a couple events coming up though. Isn't when's Battleground coming up, by the way?
Fuck. I don't know. I think Battleground NXT, that's SummerSlam weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
See, I thought that that's actually before like the Worlds Collide event.
No, because Worlds Collide, like before Worlds Collide in time?
Yeah.
Or before the Worlds Collide event on the same day?
Well, the Worlds Collide event's on the same day as Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So
okay, interesting. I didn't have this. I had this later on in the night, but it looks like we are getting the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch.
This is one we see. We had predicted Becky. We'll see what happens. Okay, so Battleground is May 25th.
Oh wow. Shit. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Are we doing a watch along for Battleground?
Very possible. It's a Sunday show.
Ooh.
And then Worlds Collide is June 7th, which is going to be the Money in the Bank the same night. So
yeah, shit, it's coming up.
I wonder if
well, if we do Worlds or if we do Battleground, I will say that most likely you might have to start that show yourself. And I'll come in and join you because it's starting to get busy at work.
Yeah.
And I believe that is right around Memorial Day weekend. So
yeah, that's a busy weekend. We might not do Battleground. By the way, I'm just curious of this.
We'll look at the calendar. We'll give an announcement this Friday on the podcast. Fans, tune in then.
The comments. Hey, check this out for like TKO. How crazy is this? June 7th, when Worlds Collide. Later on, Money in the Bank. Then there's a UFC pay-per-view. Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili 2 is on that same night. UFC 360.
Ooh, that's a big night.
That's a long day if you like all that stuff.
You want to talk about a long day? Randy Aska asking the hard-hitting questions. How's the job going, Joe?
How's your foot? Ask about his foot, Randy.
Well, before we get to the foot, Randy might not know that I am back on nights. I'm back in the warehouse. Sadly, the beer tech job during the days didn't work out for me, so I'm back with my friends on nights. It's been going well, kind of reacclimating to nights, getting my cardio back up because pulling pallets in a warehouse is not easy. I did drop an empty pallet on my foot this week, smashed the hell out of my pinky toe. That thing was darker than Mark Henry for a couple days, but coming back to regular color now. Still hurts in a shoe, but I've been getting around.
I'm trying to see this childhood hero here. Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch.
I like stories like this because with the hero thing, you get a similar feeling that you had with JD McDonough and Finn Balor, where, I mean, in that case, JD had trained with Finn.
Yeah.
But it's having that older person that you look up to from your same, area, your same country.
Ironically, though, Becky trained with Finn too, which is kind of funny. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, all coming from that. I'm going to say Northern Ireland, but I'm going to get some complaints. It's Southern Ireland. I don't know. It's fucking Ireland. I'm American. I'm bad at geography.
When are we going to write a book, Joe?
Oh, that was in the talks for this year until the job thing came down. Got a tentative idea for a book kicking around. It's just making it work. Once I get the idea more hammered out, I'm going to bring it to Jake St. John. Hopefully he can help with it. I'd like to think within a couple of years, the Working Fans podcast will have a book.
Wow. That'd be something.
And we're actually trying to develop the idea for a Patreon at the moment.
Yes. Small fee. people can join us on the pod for some episodes, some watch alongs, maybe some classic stuff they may want to watch. They could maybe pick some stuff.
Well, that's been the tough thing with the Patreon, right? That we've always had the idea to have some kind of Patreon, but I think we really value the people that watch us, and we don't want people paying if we don't think we can deliver
Yeah.
one, something quality, and two, something regularly.
Another thing we'd have to consider too, I'll just talk about this on the air a little bit. I was thinking afterwards too, maybe starting a Discord for the Working Fans podcast, just so people, if they are on the Patreon, they can get with us daily and stuff too.
Oh, we have a Discord that we don't use, Dave.
I actually have a Discord that I communicate with Chevy that I created called the Working Fans podcast. I don't know if that's the one or if there's another one.
No, we had one that had some of the people that we included on Facebook or on TikTok a while ago, like a year ago when that was popping off. But okay. I'm not a great Discorder. I try and keep up with it for a certain amount of time, but
I think it'd be necessary, like with a Patreon, just to be able to communicate with people if what their ideas are and when they want to get to us. It'd probably make it quicker than say like emails, you know.
Definitely. So we're gonna workshop the idea of a book, of a Discord, of a Patreon.
Yeah, it's in the works, Randy. Not yet. We'll send you the link when we get one.
It's something we'd like to do because we'd like to get bigger.
I like the stats here. 7-1, 2025, 118 days as champion, you know.
Yeah, the stats is a cool thing they've really done in this newest era. You know, to get you into it, to give it more of a sports feel.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Carr in the ring there. It's funny, Dave, all the talk I did about Evolve for the first 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah.
I've fallen off watching it the last couple weeks.
That's funny.
I haven't watched the new one. It's a lot because of work. I think that was the night I dropped the pallet on my toe. And that night I was just doing my best not to be in fucking agonizing pain.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that they had people from Evolve and TNA as well too in the NXT Battle Royal this week.
It's not a bad place to get bodies to fill up.
They even had some people from LFG on there too.
That's an interesting tie-in.
Yeah, it was. They basically tied everybody in.
But what I am liking about Evolve, oh shit! What I am liking about Evolve is they are developing their own characters.
Did you see who won the NXT Battle Royal to face Opa Femi, by the way?
I did not.
It's unbelievable. Miles Bourne.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a
like
battleground?
Out of the blue. What's that? The death guy.
Battleground?
Yeah. Battleground, yeah.
I would not have expected that, but
yeah.
I like that it's a fresh choice.
That's what Brian Alvarez was saying on Wrestling Observer, because Javon Evans was doing these crazy like skin to cats there where it looked like he was going to totally get eliminated all the time, and then he would just pull himself out, and then suddenly Ethan Page and Sean Spears just eliminated him, and he's like, what the hell? He was so pissed, but then he said Miles Bourne won, and I'm like, I like the fact that they do this. I'm not saying do it all the time, but every once in a while give it to a guy that nobody expects, you know? And then Charlie Dempsey said in the back, well, now you got to trade me. He's like, you guys represent me, and I'm going to be the one going for the title. And then he says, I'm going to teach that meathead Oba Femi a lesson. And then Oba shows up and says, I'm looking forward to you, Miles. I didn't think you'd win. And Charlie Dempsey's like, well, no, you're facing me. And he's like, I thought Miles won. And Miles like, I did win, and you will see me. But Charlie says he's going to put you in the mat. And so now they set up this thing where it's going to be Dempsey and Oba. And they even teased that Charlie's like, well, if we win, we'll make it a 3-way. And Oba's like, nah, I'm done with 3-ways. So it looks like Bourne is getting this title shot. I see.
Checking out the comments here. Randy had hernia surgery a month ago. Randy, hopefully you're feeling better from that.
Yeah. And also, Miles Bourne is a Randy Orton clone. There is some similarities there. He also
Is he more or less of a Randy Orton clone than Kyle? Oh, what the fuck's his name from AEW? Kyle Fletcher is.
Oh, Kyle Fletcher. There's that guy
Could
on
be.
line that guy we commentated his match on old Knockout Wrestling. It's Anthony something, I want to say. He was a little
Katina.
bit.
Yeah, he was a real Randy Orton clone in a way,
He
too.
was. Oh, man. And check this out, too. This is interesting, too, for Battleground. I don't know if you know this, Joe, but Joe Hendry is defending the TNA World title against Trick Williams.
Ooh. That is interesting to happen in Battleground.
And Stephanie Vaquer is defending the NXT Women's title against Jordan Grace. So,
ooh.
Yeah.
So you can afford it to Miles Bourne. Time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see Joe Hendry losing the TNA title on a WWE show.
Never know.
That would be a hell of a surprise.
Trick Williams has been showing up on TNA lately, making surprise appearances. So, and Joe Hendry is rumored to be showing up in WWE full time as soon as his contract is done. So we'll see.
That would not be surprising. It's almost surprising he hasn't gone already, but you got to figure it's contract wise. AEW, I've heard they've had some better shows lately. I haven't watched in a while. I've been wanting to tune in. I've been hearing especially these collisions that are on Thursday nights have been really good.
That collision was a lot of fun. As Becky just yanks Lyra down to the mat. So we haven't really been paying attention to that. There's been a couple interesting spots in this match too.
No, but there's been a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting talking about wrestling on these live streams because it's less like on the show where we bring a couple specific topics and we kind of stay on those. On these, it's like we've always talked about it. It's like hanging out with your friends on the couch watching wrestling because you're like taking in the match, but you're talking about this, you're talking about that. Some things have to relate to the match, but then sometimes it's just talking about life.
Becky Lynch has got some blood coming from her elbow here.
I noticed that. I was wondering, is her elbow bleeding? Yeah, it almost looks like both elbows are cut up there.
I was looking at the second one. Yeah, I don't know if the other one's bleeding. Yeah.
Or is it a shadow?
Slapping Lyra. Becky versus Lyra was really good in NXT. Yes, it was. Yeah, Becky was the NXT Women's Champion for a little while down there, and she ended up putting that title, on Lyra. They gave Lyra the big win over Becky down in NXT, and that's another reason why I think Lyra might be returning the favor here tonight. Oh.
Heck of a slam there.
Exploder.
So, Dave, if you had to guess, what match do you think is coming next?
I want to say I like what the referee did there. She was very thorough about trying to check the shoulders on the mat. We don't see enough of that. Let's see. If I had to guess what match, let me look at what we have here. Some potential matches. We already got Lyra, Becky. Ooh. Oh, man. I'm going to go McAfee and Gunther.
That's what I think as well. I expected Dominic and Penta to be in this spot.
Yeah. But I figured we've already had the title matches in a row. So that's why I figured give us a break of the title matches, and then we'll have 2 more title matches.
Yeah, because I also think that whatever happens in that McAfee Gunther match, it's gonna need a come down after that.
We can't tell. Is that Lyra's like boyfriend or something?
I don't.
Maybe Randy, if you're out there, let me know what's
going on.
Trying
to think of the nicest way to say this. I don't know who that individual is.
Yes. All right.
They them look like they're enjoying Backlash, except for that moment.
I think that person's connected to Lyra somehow. We didn't just put a picture on.
No, we don't. They're not just harassing a random.
It's her fiance. There you go. I had a feeling.
Like a modern day Tiny Tim out there.
Yeah.
Big slap.
Oh, Lyra slaps the shit out of her. Oh, Becky firing off there. Doing her
So
best
did AJ
impression.
send anything to the group about no spoilers for tonight?
No. I don't know. I have that group muted.
Yeah, I was gonna say I check into the group to clear those messages.
Yeah. So
Not that I don't enjoy everybody in that group, but that's
nah,
a lot of messages.
I got a lot of messages there. They're available all the time. I'm not. So. All right, Lyra. Okay, I like this. Firing herself up. Hey, a show I wouldn't mind doing, by the way, but I don't know what it falls on, the day, the time, or anything, just to do something a little different. But right now, I'm kind of interested in that Crockett Cup.
You got to watch that on Twitter, though, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think that's the only place NWA is available right now.
I thought that the pay-per-views would be like on, like Fight or something. But,
No,
just because
that would make too much sense.
Yeah, I mean Natalia going after the NWA Women's Champion, Rhino versus Thomas Latimer for the NWA Men's Championship, and the actual Crockett Cup itself. I thought, that'd be cool, But yeah, I'm not trying to do a Twitter watch along necessarily. So
I wish they would go back to some kind of platform, like even just YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or do like they used to do and at least put the big pay-per-views on like a Triller TV. That way people can see it.
Have to do a watch along on our phones then.
It's not out of the question, but to me, it's not the most appealing way to watch wrestling.
No, and as much as I thought the show is kind of interesting, I'm not that interested. Let me keep up with Randy here. Live Valkyria with a nice superplex, though. AJ's probably on another cruise. You never know. And we used to watch the NWA pay-per-views together.
Yeah, that's when they still had them on. Was that on YouTube or were we buying those on? No, those were on Triller because that'd be like the Crockett Cup, the NWA anniversary ones.
Yeah, the 605 shows were on Tuesday on YouTube, but then they would go for pay-per-views on Triller.
God, I miss those days. I'm glad NWA is still plucking along. It's hard to watch them when they're just on Twitter. It's kind of a shame that CW deal fell through for them.
It's on May 17th.
May 17th. So a week from today.
Yes. Randy, you're out here doing recon for us. What platform is it available on? Is it on this Twitter? Becky Lynch here, contemplating how she's going to beat Lyra Valkyria.
Okay, so the 2025 Crockett Cup is going to be filmed, and it'll be on future episodes of NWA Power.
Okay.
Which is available worldwide each Tuesday at 6:05 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern.
It just says about tickets. Yep. I saw tickets. And so there you go. So that's it. Twitter's the platform for them, huh? That's what they're doing. Oh, big rocker dropper type move off the top. Live Valkyria now So has to go for the pin. Looked like she was going to go to the top again and then changed her mind.
Drop there.
Lyra with a second. Oh, rope moonsault. She catches the knees. What I like about this so far, Joe, too, is
Heck of a match.
two matches, and it's almost 8:00. So 2 more matches put us at 9:00, and then we got 1 match. This is probably going to end before 10, maybe.
Possibly. You never know what kind of paddings and commercial they're going to have now.
That's true. I'm going to say we had about 9:45 tonight, though. That's my guess.
I'm hoping. Randy, thank you for staying in the comments tonight. We've had a pretty good audience for us on a live watch along so far.
Yeah, especially on Mother's Day weekend. I thought about that afterwards. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I got to be up. 9 p.m. for Mother's Day breakfast tomorrow. VFW. Get it.
9 a.m., you mean?
Yeah, 9 a.m. It's 8 to 11 at the local VFW. They're doing an all-you-can-eat breakfast, so let me get there.
Oh, interesting. Lyra's got the armbar extending the elbow, which looks even more brutal with the knee, with the elbow cut up, too.
Oh, shit. Becky reversing
Oh, Becky
here.
turns into the disarmer. Lyra rolls. Becky.
These have been 2 really good matches so far.
Yeah. Different styles. Oh. Counter to counter. Everybody's kicking out. Manhandle slam now. And Lyra still kicks out. It's been a fun time, Randy says. I would agree. Becky got a little bit of a bruise on one of her cheekbones, too. She's taking a beating in this match.
I actually just went through our live watch along and I clipped the 2 poems we had Jake St. John read, so hopefully I can post those in the next couple days.
This match is picking up now.
Did
Yeah,
a lot
it really
of
is.
YouTube work.
All right, what's Becky thinking here? Showing the frustration. Looks like she's going out to the ring.
I thought she was going to grab the title and leave for a second, but
yeah,
nope, going for a chair here.
Yeah, which we know would be an automatic disqualification. So it makes me think Becky's got something else up her sleeve here.
Yeah, because the ref will see it, try and step in.
Oh, Jake's book. Oh, yeah, ref will step in.
Oh, yeah, buy a copy of his book, then I'm sure you hit up Jake in the DMs. He's always down to meet up, get his book signed.
Okay, so Becky takes the pad off that turnbuckle. Ref doesn't see it. Lyra reverses it. Becky counters. Lyra with the suplex.
Oh.
Lyra kicks Becky
Nice
in the head.
kick there.
Moonsault.
Oh.
Becky kicks out. So again, more back and forth. So I guess the point of this, right, is like you keep the match going and you hopefully forget about the turnbuckle being exposed, and then eventually someone's going to take a shot in that buckle. Lyra picking Becky up on her shoulders. Becky reverses it. Oh, now she hits the turnbuckle. Look more, she hit the second buckle, though. Manhandle slam. And that's going to be no. Lyra kicks out still. Wow, they are really doing a good job of making you think Lyra is on the level of Becky. I appreciate it. I thought that might have been a botched on the turnbuckle. Now I wonder if it was the idea. Oh, look at her just ramming the head. Becky losing control here. And reversal. Oh, but the referee's trying to put the Becky. She's out of position. And so Becky kicks out. I like the way they played that into the match. This is well done, man. I got to give it to him.
All right. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling has been purchased. I'm over here handling a little wrestling business.
Yeah, it's a wrestling business there. So the ref tries to put it on.
I've never seen a ref go to that much trouble to get like the turnbuckle back on there.
Yeah. So what will be the finish of this match here?
Ooh, that was a nice roll through there.
Yeah. Oh, thumb to the eye. Now another up.
Damn, the reversals.
The reversals. Lyra Valkyria.
We were wrong.
We were wrong indeed. She gets the win, and Becky goes off. She's angry. She's losing it. Oh, maybe could we get a Bailey appearance here tonight?
Oh, that would be interesting. We were wrong about the outcome, but I don't know if we would have guessed that the match would have been as good as it was. Like, I think we would have said it was an all right match. Becky just pulled it out. But this match had storytelling. It had just the in-ring quality was through the roof. And now we have a real like post-match angle here.
Yeah, beat down.
You know, kind of all those little elements that make for an interesting wrestling match. Becky not letting go here.
Lyra selling the pain. Becky showing the frustration of her loss. Kurt Angle's kid looking pissed.
Adam Pearce in there trying to keep the peace too.
Careful there, Mr. Angle. Might get kicked in the balls or something here. Somebody's got a Dominic Mysterio mustache.
Dominic Mysterio. Yeah. With the Eddie Guerrero shirt.
Interesting. Well done. I thought that's the best thing in the last several months they've done to get Lyra over.
Yeah, that just does make her feel that much more legitimate being able to get that win over Becky.
Yep, get the win over Becky in a hard fought match, you know. All right. You see that sign in the crowd that said, "Sold my car for this seat"?
Yeah, one of the guys on the aisle there.
All right, 2 matches down, baby. Only
Not
3
bad
more
for
to
a
go.
5-match card.
I love it. Yeah, Lyra's got I don't know. There's something about the way she sells I like, too. I have to give it to her. She's good at getting sympathy. She's good at looking like she's, bewildered. How you? You've talked about it a few times, but how did you enjoy 2K25?
Oh, 2K25 has been a good time. Like
Yeah,
just that showcase mode with the bloodline. You
yeah,
can see right there, you got the WrestleMania
Niners.
9 background. You've got the My Island feature, which is great. I always like my GM. All around, love the game. I'm waiting for that downloadable content to come out. All right, we got a commercial for LFG here.
Yes.
I have not checked in on this show. I see that they've got like matches involved now.
Oh yeah, they've always done that. That's always been part of the show where they put on a match and they critique the match. But they have commentators too. One of the commentators is Jeremy Borash.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
How are the matches on the show? Is it decent? Does it
yeah,
feel contrived?
it's very kind of well put together. It's very choreographed. Obviously, it's kind of painting a picture, so it's different. Um, yeah, it is what it is.
I'd say
Is it good?
LFG is probably just below Evolve on Dave's interest in WWE TV.
Yeah, yeah. I will say, all right. In the time I watched Evolve and the time I watched LFG has a little more star power because you have some bigger names who are obviously associated with the show, like Booker T, Undertaker, Bully Ray. But it's a little bit too reality TV based for me, and I'm just not into reality TV. And then also the matches, I would say, looked like choreographed matches from the pandemic era. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? But you have some judges. As Evolve is just kind of like NXT almost from the pandemic era a little bit sometimes for me when I watch it. But they have stories. Evolve looks like it could be good to me, but like I have to like really stay with it, and eventually it's going to all pay off for me.
2000 era OVW footage here.
Yeah.
First match 2002 in OVW. Last match was SmackDown 2017.
Mm.
It's kind of interesting. It's been that long since they've had a one-on-one match.
Yeah, 8 years. Almost 8 years.
Killing Mike with the official theme.
Hmm.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Interesting.
Oh yeah, here we
No
go.
way. Is this now?
Yeah, Dirty Dom and Penta. So we're not getting McAfee and Gunther yet.
That is
Oh wow.
interesting. The main event is going to be the come down from the McAfee Gunther match.
I have a feeling we're going to see Goldberg in that match too.
That's very possible.
Mm-hmm. As we look back at WrestleMania 41, this four-way.
Huge match.
Yeah, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and it was Dominic Mysterio who came up that night. Big.
Damn, so this is 2 events in a row. I think I'm picking Penta for the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm.
Just on the
Yeah.
face of it, that seems like it's got to be wrong. I'm going to enjoy seeing this as a one-on-one match, though. It
Yeah,
made
for
for a
sure.
good fatal 4-way, but I think that we're going to get an interesting lucha match out of Dom.
I got a couple shorts from earlier. I'm going to load them up now while we're doing this and make this watch along part of the go-to video. But I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to do them both. We're going to stay here. So,
Pop out if you need to take a bathroom break. Enjoy yourself.
oh, like fall asleep. Motherfucker. Oh, you
Dom
got me.
has been talking well since he's had this title.
Oh, yeah.
Penta's been featured well since coming into WWE.
Yeah, Penta is his presentation is really good in WWE.
Watching an interesting recap video here of the feud. JT McDonough making his return here.
Oh yeah, I like JD McDonough too. Yes.
God, the more I see this video, the more I'm like, Penta is definitely not winning this title tonight.
Oh man.
Randy Osga has to catch up on Evolve. It's getting to be a good show. It's definitely one of those things you almost kind of have to watch from the beginning, I think, because I've been watching since episode 1 and it's helped me get behind the guys they're trying to push a little more now. WWE does these videos so well that even if you haven't been keeping up with the feud, you can still get excited for the match based on the video beforehand.
Yes, Penta gets ready to come out here. There we go.
The entrance is great.
Whoopsie.
He's a guy I hope they have involved in Worlds Collide. You would figure
Oh.
they'd almost have to, but
Mm-hmm.
who does he
Yeah.
wrestle against? I can't wait till that show starts taking shape so we can see who we're going to get from AAA, who we're going to get from NXT.
I want
It's
them
going
to
to come
have
down
like
from WWE.
I want them to have like TNA guys in there too, by the way. Like I want TNA, I want main roster, I want NXT. I want it to be a real kind of, show with everybody.
If you had to pick people from TNA to be in it, who are your picks? I think for me, it's got to be the Rascals because you can match that lucha style with their like fast paced, high flyingness.
Mm-hmm. Also, the guy who just made some waves there for nobody catching him and doing that big fall, Leon
Oh,
Slater.
Leon Slater.
Mm-hmm. He would be great in that. Yeah. All right, Penta getting a big ovation here. It looks like. Randy, who you got in this one? All right, I do like that blue on Penta too.
Yeah, this guy always has interesting gear, especially for like big events.
All right. Now here comes Dom with all Judgment Day. we are caught up here. And we are ready to go.
Taking care of some wrestling business in the downtime here.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. And the Oscars still trying to catch up on Evolve. All right. Intercontinental Championship. Here we go, baby. And we were already wrong once. We both thought Becky was going to win tonight.
Now one of us is going to be wrong on this match.
Yes. We both picked Jacob, and I think we both picked up Cena, right?
Yep.
So.
Starting out at a quick pace here.
There we go.
Penta, obviously the more experienced of the two wrestlers, but I mean, you can't really discount Dominic since he's got training with his dad. I'm sure he's probably learned from Conan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's other like prominent wrestlers have to have featured in his education.
Do you maybe put Dom on that When Worlds Collide show?
Ooh. If you can fit him. He's one of those guys, I don't feel like he has to be on there, but I think if you included him, it would be a good fit.
El Grande Americano probably will make on the show.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't get Rey Mysterio on that show, then definitely Dom. If Rey's on that show, then maybe. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what that show is going to look like.
Yeah, you know, the more I think about it, I don't know if you'll be able to fit TNA guys the way you do so many matches on it. You know what I mean? Unless they're going to do a couple multi-person matches, you know?
Now, I like how that guy in green on the corner there has a post-wrestling hat.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I'm almost 100% sure that's one.
No, you're right.
That'd be some shit to see the Working Fans podcast logo someday.
I saw one.
You can see it somewhere on independentwrestling.tv. I'd have to go look at the poster for that show, what it was called. Pistol Pete's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What was the name of the show, though? I don't remember.
Rose City something.
Yeah, Rose City. Huh. We're not coming back here no more. That's the show.
Midget wrestling's going to be there not too long from now.
Is that micro championship promotion? You know,
I don't know. It's at Pistol Pete, so I'm guessing not. We were still very lucky to be invited to work with that show, no matter how it turned out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we kind of learned some stuff from that show that we applied to the Grizzled Great Get Together, I think.
I saw somebody, I want to say it was Big Ben Bishop, the independent wrestler, the real tall guy. He was doing some parody stuff. He does parody stuff all the time. And it was talking about it's this guy pretending to be a promoter, and he's playing both characters. And the guy's like, I'm gonna put on the worst show ever. You know, and he's like, I'm gonna invite people and pay people by the gate. He's like, I'm not gonna pay anybody. He's like, because I'm gonna have my car running, I'm gonna get out of here. But one of the things that made me thought of Grizzle Great Get Together was guys like, and then I'm gonna have this show on the hottest day imaginable and not have any water for the wrestlers. And I thought, oh yeah, that's something we did. We had the water ready. We knew.
That really was a cool memory of that day. That day it felt like a lot of work. It went by in the blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's kind of hard to say because we've had an interesting time in the wrestling business. We've done the
Sure.
most amount of commentary for New Heights Wrestling, but that day I think has really stuck out in our time in wrestling because we made the best of the situation we were given, and I
Mm-hmm.
think we had a good day. I think we came through big for the people putting on the show, which is, I would say, most important. Had Brian Solomon, Lucas Chase,
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon Jordan, and Wrecking Ball Legursky hanging out in our little tent area.
And kind of that show and the show from Pistol Pete's. It was the couple of times we got to be involved, like in the back area of a wrestling event, a little bit.
Which is weird. Very weird of us to do.
Especially the Grizzled Great Get Together, but even Pistol Pete's a little bit. We got to talk to some of the wrestlers behind the scenes. Our very own AJ Strangebrook was on mass duty.
Yes, he was.
All right, Penta.
This match has been great, and I mean, I almost think that's why we haven't been talking about it a
Look at
lot
the
because
crowd react to Dominic, though. Like you can see that he's got people really getting behind him right now.
yeah, that's why he was one of the good choices to win at WrestleMania because people are going to feel a certain way about him.
Mm-hmm. He gets a great reaction. Like love him or hate him, he's getting a big reaction.
I remember when he was first coming in, it was almost like, is he going to work in WWE? And then coming in with his dad, it almost felt like, is he just getting the Rey Mysterio's son treatment?
It felt like, honestly, when I first saw him, he impressed me a little bit for how long he had been in the business. But I thought this guy, especially under the Vince era, I thought this guy's destined to burn out quick. That's what I thought. I thought too much too soon, he'll burn out quick. Then over a period of time, he got to be the heel and I see stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. Judgment Day, take care of him. Then when Triple H got involved, we slowed the roll. We got him in different things. And now over a period of time, just look at him. Look how he's performed. Look how good everything is. And now I don't know. I feel like there's no ceiling on him.
Yeah, what do you think was the biggest turning point for Dom? Was it Judgment Day?
Yeah. Judgment Day, and we could probably say it for a lot of people, but probably it really helps us having Triple H in charge too.
Triple H. I mean, he had that run with Rhea Ripley going against his dad that really helped. And then you had him turning his back on Rhea, going to Live, which also caught a lot of attention. That Canadian Destroyer on the apron, I don't want to let that go by without mentioning that. That is always an impressive move. All right.
There's Carlito
coming out. First bit of fuckery happening.
He's jacked as fuck. Look how big Carlito just looks in that shirt, too. Referee's like, you had nothing to do with this.
Who's coming over the rail here?
Oh.
Finn Balor, JD McDonough.
Look at Finn.
All right. This is just setting up for some kind of problem to happen.
All three of them.
I thought for sure he was going to hit JD with the chair.
That's what I thought they were going to do, too. But they did the thing where he took so long. Now everybody's getting kicked out.
I kind of like that they cut it off there because especially in a Penta match, you don't want to have too much fuckery. He's almost like too good a wrestler to have the match go that way.
And here's
Penta
flying. Will Dom catch him on the way in? No, he will not. He'll get super kicked.
Now, I've got an opinion on this match forming, but I don't want to say anything till the end.
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, El Grande Americano. Oh, the legendary luchador.
Alright.
There's your fuckery.
Yeah, it got even bigger.
Yo, we could be setting up something for AAA when Worlds Collide, though.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so
Also,
Dom
don't
got the
forget,
win.
he beat Phoenix too. So I mean, you could always even do a three-way, or you could do something where the Lucha Brothers team up again for the first time in AAA in years and
Like that
WWE
Dominic
banner.
Latino Heat shirt. I haven't seen that.
uh,
Not crazy about that finish,
mm-hmm.
but I do like the fact that storyline wise, it's going to be pushing things forward. So when I made that comment earlier, I was starting to form the opinion that I wouldn't have expected the women's match to be better than this one,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was by far better.
They had a better. They had more time to tell the story, and they had a better story to tell. This was more about the outside shenanigans than this match.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Still
mean,
a
you know
good
what?
match, but it just didn't live up to the expectations I had for it.
That's kind of Dom's character, though, too, right? So, like, when Dom goes to drop the belt, you can have this great match and everything like that. But right now, this is going to be part of the deal, you know?
JT, 3 matches in. We're doing good.
Yeah.
Doom Dark Ages commercial here, if I'm not mistaken. Very excited for that game to come out this Friday. As if I'm not already knee deep in the Oblivion remaster. For all the video game nerds out there.
Oh, this is Doom. Okay. That was the, didn't Rock play in the movie Doom?
Yes, he did.
It
was an awesome movie.
Was it?
I'm surprised it wasn't a WWE production.
Because he was busted John Cena's ass when he came back, and he made fun of the Marine or something about illegal torture. They made him watch the movie The Marine, and then he just said, "It's okay, brother. I did Doom." So you know.
Okay, so
Yeah,
those two guys in the ring, I believe these are Evolve talent, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that's Tony Hawk.
Oh,
it's probably not Evolve talent now that I see this fucking goofball. I don't know who this fucking is. The 24/7 championship, Jesus.
Miz looking a little underwhelming here.
Wow, we got some real cross promotion.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, bringing that.
I have a feeling this shit's gonna be done by 9:15 with this.
9:30 to 9:45.
Over to ESPN Plus at 10.
Yeah, they'll be done. They'll be done before this.
Or plug in your Fire Stick. AJ Styles, Finn Balor. I like that matchup on Monday.
Right, yeah. And here's some more promotion. Right now, we're promoting stuff on Netflix. This is the sheer size of TKO. You know,
I gotta say, I've really been enjoying WWE in this Netflix TKO era.
Mm-hmm.
War Raiders and American Made, because you're getting the crossover with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez and Julia.
Yep. Roxanne.
You're getting these great crossover events. You're getting this great integration.
Roxanne and Julia have been a big part. CM Punk back tomorrow night.
Like, I was watching the newest Kill Tony on YouTube, and it was the one that happened just after the roast of WrestleMania.
Saturday night's main event coming up too.
2 weeks from tonight.
Logan Paul and Jey Uso. Wow.
Dave, do we do a Saturday night's main event watch along? We got a lot of possible watch alongs piling up. Wait, 2 weeks from tonight. That's going to be the 24th. Ooh.
It's going to be Labor Day weekend, probably Memorial Day weekend. So,
yeah, they really fucked us on that one.
40 years ago. Cowboy Bob Orton, Hulk Hogan.
I've been watching a lot of. I mean, I say it like it's like it's something that just started occurring, but I've been watching a lot of old WWE for a while.
Yeah.
I just love like seeing that Bob Orton time frame. You'd have people like him come in. Really just that
Yeah,
classic
no.
WWE.
Those old Saturday night main events just hit. Like I watched those and it's like Hogan is way more entertaining in that era.
That hits. I mean, Wrestling Challenge hits.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that 80s wrestling for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but Wrestling Challenge I actually enjoyed more than WWF Superstars a lot of times.
Okay, this is the Karate Kid.
Yeah, I
At
don't know
first,
why.
I'm like, is this some kind of Special Olympics like group?
Nope. These are actors.
It was really just the two kids in blue up front that I'm like, what is going on here?
All
Is this some kind
right,
of
the ring
makeover?
general Gunther.
All right.
I bet you they're going to stretch this to 9:30. By the way, I think this is going to be.
I can't believe I'm saying this is the fourth match on the card. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some padding. I feel like
Oh yeah.
they're going to have something where McAfee's going to get carted away.
Mm-hmm. Goldberg is going to put it right up his ass. Spear his ass, Goldberg.
Goldberg versus Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting matchup.
Big match like that, you think that they would try to do it SummerSlam, but I guess you never know, right? It's a different era, so.
I feel like it's got to line up for SummerSlam. I mean, if it were Tony Khan, it'd be like on in 2 weeks on Raw.
I just wonder if they're making Money in the Bank a bigger show, maybe doing Money in the Bank, or what's that? When's that show in Saudi Arabia though? That could be one that too.
Oh, yeah, that's before SummerSlam. I'm gonna say it's either at Night of Champions or it's gonna be at SummerSlam. It's got to be on like a bigger show. Not that Money in the Bank isn't a big show, but like a Saudi show or like one of your pillar pay-per-views.
The Saudi show makes sense because of all the money they throw away.
Yeah.
Or throw down. Night of Champions. That's in Saudi Arabia, right? Yep.
Yeah. What is that? June 28th?
June 28th. Yep.
Oh, shit. I remembered something.
You did. Look at you go. Not for nothing, Gunther. It was you that tapped out Michael Cole. Deserved his ass kicked. Choke that motherfucker.
Oh, man. I don't know what it is with Twitch, but we always get the fake comments from Twitch.
Oh, yeah. This is a very popular one. Best viewers on stream, boo.
Oh, don't give them the time of day. Go to the Work of Fans podcast on YouTube. Subscribe. From looking at the numbers, chances are that most of you watching this right now aren't subscribed. We know Randy Osgood's subscribed. I almost called him Randy Orton there for a second.
Yeah, the legend killer, Randy Osgood. Should be an interesting match indeed, man.
Yeah, because I think what makes it interesting is we know McAfee can have a good match, but there's no way that he can go in there and be competitive with Gunther, right? The story is that he's going to try and be competitive, but somehow come short. And I feel like somebody's got to come to save him.
There's going to be a few hope spots. There's got to be stuff. Now, one thing I'll tell you we're going to lose tonight, which will be interesting, is with Michael Cole on commentary, because they've done such a good job with the relationship of Cole and McAfee. You feel like Cole is probably going to be on his game for this match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of all the people that have come into wrestling from the outside, celebrity-wise,
Right.
who has stood out the most? Because before this show, they were showing Bad Bunny from that Backlash in Puerto Rico. And I remember after he made his appearance at that show, all the talk was about how impressive Bad Bunny was.
Yeah.
You got Logan
McAfee's up
Paul,
there,
who's
too.
made himself into a regular part of the roster.
Because we're kind of probably going to separate Logan Paul from that, right? Or
I don't know. I don't know if he can, because he's kind of like, he might have to be the best to do it since he ended up on the roster. I'd say McAfee's close because he doesn't do it often, but it seems like when he does do it, and I like that that's a WWE jersey, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold something similar to that. But it's like every once in a while they will break McAfee out to do a match, and he always shows out. Now, Dave, I don't know if I sent the clip to you, but did you see the clip of how Green Shirt guy supposedly gets his seats every time?
Oh, is this supposedly he's the guy that got hit in the face by CM Punk?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw that within the last week, and I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I remember that when that happened.
I don't know if it's true. It makes sense.
Yeah, is he that guy? He looks like him a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, from the clip that I watched, it was like a news report about it.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I watched it. It was like 2012, I want to say. 2013.
You think the lady from WrestleMania is gonna have the same luck? Now, where are you at with that lady getting hit by the ATV? What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I can't judge. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. People are trying to say this woman deliberately fell. It's like, I don't know. I can't tell you if she did or not. I mean, yeah, sure, she wasn't fucking expecting Stone Cold to go head on into the barricade.
Yeah, I mean, however, whatever happened with her, it doesn't make the fact that Stone Cold hit that barricade at the speed that he did wrong. But I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but it did feel like there was a second delay.
Yes.
And if you watch Botchamania this week, they had footage.
Oh.
It's either her phone or the guy next to her, footage of that incident with her falling.
There's a delay, right? I've heard there was a delay, obviously. So
it looked like a delay. It's hard to say because we weren't there, but like from all the videos you see it takes her a second to go down. Maybe she lost her balance. I don't know.
Steve Austin said it was a bad day at the office for him. You know,
Gunther.
He said that ultimately, he says he doesn't make any excuses, but he says the way some of the things were set up were a little different from what he usually does, and so you know it just didn't handle the same way. And he said, "Bad day at the office." He said, "I own it." So you know, if Steve is you know kind of taking the fault of it, it is what it is. I say, you know.
There was another great clip of him backstage going the wrong way and having to like turn around and find his way to the stage to go out.
Yeah, some people thought he was drunk already.
Either way, taking the high road, but probably doing the right thing with it and just owning it, because I mean, what else can you say? Please return Ilya Dragunov. He's the guy that I forgot has been gone as long as he was.
Yeah, Dragunov, I think he got injured. So there, Gunther and Cole.
Right. Match is starting.
McAfee taking off the shirt. Well, just inviting to get
that guy just lost the perfect opportunity for that fucking jersey.
There's a kid.
Okay, a kid got it, so I can't be mad. It landed right on like Otis Jr.'s head out there.
Otis Jr. I'm just looking at that guy and I thought that too. Oh shit.
Sorry, I didn't want to use the words fat fuck, so I had to find something nicer to say. I love the menace that this match is starting off with.
Rusev had a nice return against Otis this past week. Actually, really good beatdown he put on Otis, and I liked it. And it didn't even make Otis look like a complete chump. Like he actually had like some good physical moments in that match. But it was good to see Rusev back in WWE right now.
Nice. I haven't watched that yet, but I've loved the Rusev return.
And Aleister Black getting the win over Carmelo this week too.
Yeah, so of the recent, debuts, re-debuts, which do you think you're most excited for? Is it Jeff Cobb? Is it Rusev? Is it Aleister Black?
I mean, it's Jeff Cobb right now, just because that happened tonight. And Jeff Cobb's somebody I liked for a long, long time, who I thought has never really gotten the push that I feel like he could be bigger. Like, I felt like he should have been a bigger star in New Japan, personally.
Yeah. He held it down in New Japan for a while.
He did.
He was like the best unsigned guy in the US.
Yeah, I think that he's a guy that I think should have been involved at some point in an IWGP World Championship situation, but he never seemed to be pushed to that level. It was always tag titles, never open titles. He was always around that level.
That was an impressive spot for McAfee there.
Think Rip Rogers is watching this tonight?
I hope so. Look at him fucking going.
Yeah, I taught him well.
Popping up off his goddamn forehead. That's how I fucking showed him.
Snug, motherfucker. Be snug with that fucking German.
You hit that kraut right in the fucking snout, and then you poke him in the eye. Show him how we do it.
Oh, pat him on the head.
Don't let him pet you like a fucking dog. You slap that mother. Oh.
Oh, he fell on his face. Rip's like, I didn't teach you that. Get the fuck in there.
See, I don't want to critique Pat because obviously we haven't stepped in a ring.
Oh no.
That's
a great athlete too. That's not us.
Yeah. It's this thing where he's like really good in the ring, but he's like, it's not perfect.
No.
And I think that's what makes it great because it's almost like, I mean, should this guy necessarily be perfect? But he's still way better than you would expect.
Yeah.
And this isn't the match where he needs to necessarily look cool.
No.
I'm almost surprised he's getting the amount of offense in that he is. And I feel like that's where this is really going to open up. Like, you want to do this?
Who were you surprised it got released by WWE? Biggest surprise.
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Cora Jade was one that surprised me just because I thought they were going to do something with her down in NXT.
Yeah, I think only Shayna because of like the legitimacy she brings to the ring. If you're talking in ring, maybe Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, because it feels like they haven't been featured a lot, but they've showed up some on TV. Even
what about Braun Strowman getting released again? That felt kind of out of nowhere.
That's an interesting one. I heard that they are willing, or he was willing to come back on like a conditional basis for like certain stories.
Yeah.
Now, from what I'm hearing, supposedly a lot of these WWE releases are about people being lazy. I don't necessarily know what that means. I know Braun Strowman made a lot of money, so.
Yeah. His situation might have been money for what they were doing with him,
But I mean, when you hear lazy getting out, how do you interpret that? Just that they don't want to practice more, maybe that they're not putting in that work.
Content, and is it content necessarily? Maybe it's content on your physique. It could be content on your promos, content on involving parts of your game.
Now, the prior group of releases, I heard B. Priestley showed up at a show.
Yep, New Japan.
Indy Hartwell has already, gotten involved with another group.
He's
So
with TNA.
there, yeah, exactly. So it's good to see that there are places that people can go. That was the knock on WWE for years, that if you didn't make it there was nowhere else to go. But luckily, the wrestling landscape right now is big enough where if you're a big enough name, and especially with that WWE credibility, you should be able to turn up somewhere. Whether
See,
it's like an MLW,
mhm.
high
You see
level like
Gunther.
indies.
Gunther calling in Michael Cole to the ring. It is interesting though. We do have another announcer that can wrestle out here too.
I saw that. I was wondering, does Wade Barrett somehow step in?
Mm-hmm.
So many interesting possibilities
That
right
would be
now.
interesting, right? If like Rolling go, but it's actually Barrett. Barrett's like, hey, brother, I can handle you.
And like, even if Goldberg is the ultimate destination, it doesn't necessarily have to be tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I
German.
feel like that at some point the destruction's got to get out of hand and somebody's going to want to stop him. Wade Barrett is another credible person.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't stop wrestling for any medical reason, right? I'm not aware of any.
I think he might have had a back injury or something for a little bit, but I don't think that was the big thing. I think he just wanted to take some time away. He wanted to rest up, and then ultimately, he just hasn't come back. I think he said he could come back, but it had to be the right situation.
Well, I'm
He
sure,
can't turn
because
break his
especially after
fingers.
not wrestling for a while, your body's got to acclimate back. And it's like, if you can get paid and not have to take those bumps,
Mhm.
isn't that almost the goal of the wrestling business?
Oh yeah.
From what I've understood from people, not like we would necessarily know. Gunther with
He
that
wanted to wrestle
big
Sheamus.
villainous laugh.
I can see that.
That'd be interesting. I'm gonna
Gunther's
go ahead
starting to
and
top.
spoil it for that Billy Graham match. But I was watching
Gunther's
Billy Graham versus Barry Horowitz, and Billy Graham was doing the Sheamus beats to the chest outside the ring, and I'm like, it's funny how long that's been a thing in WWE.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Or maybe Drew. Yeah, that would be interesting. Barrett and Drew McIntyre. Gunther in control pretty much now. This is God, the way Gunther's controlling, I almost wonder if Pat's gonna sneak one and shock us all here. Or the German off the top.
I would be very surprised, but only because, like, from the beginning, I've only seen this one match one way, and Pat's
Yeah, me too.
gotten a lot more influence in offense in than I would have expected.
It's a slower match.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
It is
McAfee.
a slower match, but it's not necessarily anything against it. Look how red Pat's chest is.
Oh, for sure. Look at the crowd reacting to this stuff. Uh,
It's surprising to see McAfee keeping up with Gunther like this.
be a Roddy Piper thing to like poke him in the eye or something.
I gotta say, so far this event has been fun.
Yeah.
It's been cruising by.
Hmm.
Every match has felt good, even though I'd say the Penta match is like the worst match that we've had yet, and it's not even that terrible.
No, it was just I think we had higher expectations for it. So you get a Sheamus, big old bro kick. There's a super kick. Huh. Going through with the block. Power bomb. And there he goes, staring off against Michael Cole again, who's flipping out over here. I can only imagine Cole's just saying, just beat him.
Yeah, I feel like that's really got to be making this match. Like, it's good in ring,
Right. But the
but
story's got
you
to
can
be
see
Cole here.
Michael Cole reacting. Whatever he's saying has got to be big.
Oh, look at this.
Going right up to the ring.
Yeah. Oh, look at Gunther, the ever the boy here. Oh wow! I'll tell you, it got me for a minute. I'm looking at Cole's face.
This is
And
definitely compelling story wise.
yeah. And look at Wade
Is
Barrett
Michael
over here.
Cole gonna take a chop? Come on, take off your shirt. Take off your
Take
shirt.
off
Come
your
on now.
shirt.
Take off your shirt.
Oh, McAfee with the
McAfee
save.
stepping in just in time. I was wondering, I'm like, are we gonna see Michael Cole get brutalized here?
Friends with Jim Ross hitting Taz with the candy dish so Jerry Lawler can get the pin. Oh, what? Come on. He's going to trip him up.
Okay.
I
I was gonna say if the match ended like that, then the Penta match has gone up a spot in this story.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
Just
That was
leveling him.
I like that short arm clothesline. Pat did a great job of selling it too. All right, now we'll go with the choke. I think it's time we put Pat out here. Wade Barrett's got to still be holding it down for this team too. Pat's still trying
Barrett's
to
been doing
fight.
the commentary thing for a while, but I wonder if that's got to be tough for him to cover that.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's it. Pat's. Oh no! Wait a minute. I thought the way they were doing the selling the hands, that was going to be it.
I know for a second I'm like, shit, are you ahead of me? Did like he pull through? Because it's not
No,
looking.
no, I just was like, all right, this is it. I felt confident. I felt like Vince McMahon in the '80s. Oh, he got him! He got him! Oh, he didn't. No,
Giving
Pat's
you
playing
just
out.
enough hope, but Gunther's got to do something to steal this back, right? Oh, there it
I just
is.
thought for sure that was going to be it. Okay, like we're just trying to make it like a valiant attempt now, but you're still putting Gunther over here.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. Yep.
Good end of the match. They had us wondering really when it was going to happen.
Like,
Macho Man can't believe it either.
Cole pulled his leg. All right, where are we going from here now? That's the question. Let's see if Gunther's done with these two, or is Gunther going to try to make another run for Cole here? Does he just beat up Cole? Does Wade Barrett make the save? Does that big bald headed man from Atlanta, Georgia come down here?
Could this possibly continue on Monday? You would think you would have plenty of time, but
Yeah.
you're going to get out of here by 9:30. You need a nice long video package before Cena
Well,
Orton.
they could get out at 9:45. You know, who knows? See Gunther staring down Pat McAfee. Maybe Gunther pretends to show him the sign of respect here. And maybe beats him up anyway. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm almost wondering what's going to happen with this.
Yeah. Or Gunther just kind of gives him acknowledgement, and that's it. Have a nice day. Interesting.
That definitely feels like a when the story continues type thing going on there.
Right, right.
It was a fun match, though.
Interesting ending, as Randy would say. Yeah, interesting ending indeed, Randy. I thought for a minute Michael Cole was gonna be the reason that Gunther lost his match.
It's crazy. Just about 9 o'clock. One more match on the card. Tony Khan would be like halfway through his card right now.
Tony Khan be pissed. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, we complain about AEW shows being long, but you do get some of the best in-ring action from them.
Oh yeah,
It's just, as a
it's a different
wrestling
show.
fan of our age and our life situations, staying up that late for a show isn't always feasible.
Mm-mm.
Although coming up, Double or Nothing, that's their big Memorial Day show. It's
Mhm.
always a big event. Even though I haven't been keeping up a ton with AEW, I'm still very excited for what they could possibly bring.
Yeah, Owen Hart Cup tournament finals. Hangman Page and Will Ospreay.
That's gonna
Mercedes
be
Moné and Jamie Hayter.
it's gonna be a good one as well.
Karate Kid Legends.
Something for the kids.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan coming to put some kids over. Give him the rub.
Cody here with Wheatley vodka.
Yeah.
This mail lady is kicking mail into a mailbox.
Mhm.
How do we know that ain't fragile?
Oh, look at that. He did the bionic elbow.
Randy, is
Power
that how
slam.
you? I was gonna say, is that how Randy moves hay bales? Before the hernia surgery, obviously. Gotta take it easy still.
June
Jeez.
7th, Los Angeles, baby.
It's crazy that that's like right around the corner too.
Worlds Collide, AAA, WWE, NXT. Look at this footage here, huh?
A lot of AAA footage.
Yeah.
Will we get LA Park?
Psycho Clown, that AAA?
Yeah, but from what I've heard, he is kind of like some kind of freelancer. So he
Okay.
wrestles for AAA, but he's not under a contract, so he might not be involved. Makes you wonder: is Alberto Del Rio gonna somehow be involved?
Rumor
Maybe
has
not a
it that
vodka
he
guy.
was signed. He was signed, but we'll see. Looks like somebody's got a Karrion Cross sign there too. Cross, a guy that's been making some waves lately.
God, Worlds Collide is at 3 p.m. that day.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anything,
Long day of wrestling, baby.
yeah, I was gonna suggest if anything, maybe we do a Worlds Collide watch along and
Mhm.
then watch Money in the Bank as
Yeah,
fans.
it's fans.
I don't know. We got to talk about some of these things coming up because
Mm.
a lot of wrestling coming up in the next month, month and a half.
Michael Perkins, baby. Got the
Thank
seat
God I
upgrade
didn't
of the
talk
night.
shit on this. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He's a technical sergeant. That's a military spotlight. That's a real American, and I'm just a dickhead talking shit on a wrestling watch along.
Yeah. Cross is awesome. Yes, Randy. crosses. I had
I
mentioned
love
earlier there was a
this still
time.
of the tape here.
Yeah, 17, 14 world championships. I just saw the
Happy to say it is main event time.
yes.
Yeah, man, I like it.
What? Um
Yeah.
Stephanie
Uh-huh.
McGurk. I like that move she does with her butt in the air. Yeah. Booker T is known for some great moments, huh? um what was I gonna say? I just saw the trailer for Peacemaker 2, by the way, speaking of John Cena here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's coming out.
Is that second season of that coming out?
Second season, yeah.
Wow.
DC DC Universe is under a new makeover.
Okay.
James Gunn, the guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, he's basically in charge of all of it now. And he did Peacemaker as well earlier. He did the first season. And so now he's got the Superman movie coming out. So there's a brand new Superman and everything like that. And in the trailer, you can see there's a Green Lantern in there with like a bowl cut. And it's
Okay.
guy is known as Guy Gardner. He was like the asshole Green Lantern of the group in the comic books, I guess. And he's in Peacemaker. There's a like basically Peacemaker is coming in the beginning just to interview for like a Justice League position, and they don't realize the
Yeah.
mic's on. And guy's like, "This guy sucks," and he's like, "Your mic's still on. You're talking about your butt, and you said I suck. I don't like this." And it's like a whole thing going on. So we'll see how it goes, but it looks like it could be good.
Do you have hope with James Gunn as the head of James Gunn
Yes.
running the DC stuff?
Because I liked all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I thought they were some of the better movies. And I like Peacemaker, which I thought was one of the best things they ever did with John Cena. And I also even watched a show called Creature Commandos. It was an animated, adult animated show from DC on HBO Max.
Okay.
And that was really good. And it was funny. It was violent. It had heart. I would recommend that. I know a few people who watched it that love comic book stuff and, aren't big in animation, and they loved it. So, and James Gunn did that too. So everything so far I've seen with James Gunn, he's kind of hit out of the park. He did the second Suicide Squad movie, which was, I think, the one most people liked. So he's done pretty good. So I got faith in him until I don't,
Yeah, because Marvel has had the jump on DC for a while and like quality of what they put out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not deep into it, but it feels like almost recently that Marvel has not slipped up, but they've fallen off a little bit in like what the public seems to enjoy. And
I
DC
agree.
seems to be picking up. So it's interesting.
Absolutely. It's a great time for DC to try to capitalize on this. Marvel did have a good
Does The
movie.
Rock show up tonight? I'm going to say no.
That would be my guess. Yeah, no. But, I mean, you really never know what's going to happen with The Rock. So it's always interesting.
I mean, if you want to know what we think is going to happen with The Rock, you might want to tune in this Friday.
I'm going to take a quick pee break. I've been pretty good. I'm going to step out for a moment, Joe, and I'll be right back.
There you go. I'll hold it down like Wade Barrett. Drop a Jeff Cobb.
Yeah.
But yeah, main event's set to kick off here. I'm going to actually, before we get into this main event, I'm just going to play a couple commercials real quick because we have been lucky to work with some great authors. And I just want to feature a couple books while we have
Author Ray Lopez presents Lockup, Professional Wrestling in Our World. Lockup dives headfirst into the colorful world of professional wrestling. Explore the iconic characters, careers, matches, history, and families, and delve into the bizarre and fascinating entwining of professional wrestling and film, television, football, politics, gender, and race. Pre-orders are available now on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com. This is the perfect perfect gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Pick up a copy today on Amazon.com or at mascotbooks.com.
All you got young wrestling fans out there, listen, Old Black Bart has got a book. It's called Wrestle Black Bart. It's got some dead dumb good stories in there about some dead dumb good wrestlers.
Read stories of Dusty Rhodes, the Von Erich, Scott Casey, Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, Mr. Fuji, Ron Bass, Bruiser Brody, Mike Davis, the Grappler, and many others.
And I guarantee you one thing, that it'll be the best dadgum read you've had in a long, long time.
Get your book today at Russellville.com or on Amazon. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.
All right, so we got Randy Orton in the ring here. And those are some great books we've been involved with. The Black Bart book was great, came out just before Bart passed. Very interesting telling of his story. Lockup, very interesting book. Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 1 and 2, those were two great books. And I'm going to have a segment involving wrestling books coming up soon. I have to figure out how exactly I want to pull it off, but kind of something integrating, some of the books we've sponsored here.
All right, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
Got everybody singing along to Randy Orton's music here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's his hometown of St. Louis, right? So I'm guessing he's probably really over.
Yeah, they showed his stats before this too, and just when you see, just how decorated this guy is, a lot of his career came in a time that I wasn't watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So to know that he's been such a big part of this company, John Cena's been such a big part of this company. They came into like WWE about the same time. This has a big fight feel, I think.
GOAT discussion. These guys are in. They're in the GOAT discussion.
100%.
I mean, it's interesting. Jake posted something in our group recently about this guy. Let's see if I can show it to you. He this guy put up a tag list, some of his favorite tags on TikTok, and Jake he hated this list, and I get it.
Randy Orton tossing the shirt to, I believe, a young fan in the audience. So this match has got to be better than the Cody match that John Cena had at Mania, right?
I hope so. All right, so talk about different eras and stuff here with Orton and Cena. This guy posted his favorite tag teams of all time, or he thought the greatest tag teams of all time are. And he had the Guerrillas of Destiny, the Usos, the Briscoes, the New Day, the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, FTR, the Hardy Boys, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Young Bucks. And
This was somebody's best tag teams of all time.
all time. No Road Warriors, no Steiners.
They have to be younger then.
Exactly.
That's what that list is telling me.
Yeah, no Midnight Express, no rock and roll. So that's exactly what I said too. And AJ actually would kind of cater to. He's like, you got to say, we're kind of older now. He's like, it'd be like some old timer coming up to us and be like, hey, how do you not have the Kangaroos on that list? And it's like, yeah. Which Briscoes? Jay and Mark. Yeah. So yeah, because they are younger, not Ring of Honor, not Jack and Jerry.
For a young person, it's not a terrible list.
There's some great teams on there. They had honorable mention to the Lucha Brothers and stuff, great teams. But I realize to me now, I think that like if I look at my life, I could give you like my favorite tag teams and favorite wrestlers of like 85 to 95, 96. And then it's almost like it's got to be 96 to 2005, 2005 to like 2016. You have to almost be like, you have to kind of almost break it up at this point, I feel like. Because if we're looking at 85 to 95, or even 85 to like 89, if I'm doing like an 80s list, for me, it's like the Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, you know what I mean? They're going to be on it. But then you go like to 90, like you got the Steiners, you got the Road Warriors, right?
Yeah.
And what about the second half of the 90s? That's where you get teams like the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys.
Now, there was a lot more WWE teams on that than anything else, right?
Well, the Young Bucks were number one. The Guerrillas of Destiny were on there too, which are, so.
No, that's true. Oh,
but
that's
I think
interesting because I was going to say if it was more WWE centric, then I could see maybe why they wouldn't have such a historical view, because WWE historically isn't great with like representing the past up until recently.
Yeah. So Randy's asking top 10 tag teams. I'm going to take a shot at this real quick before we get started with this match here. All right. I'm just going to throw off the top of my head. Number 1, Steiner Brothers. 2, Road Warriors. Even though Road Warriors are probably the greatest team, those are always my personal 2 go-to. Midnight Express, Hart Foundation, the Brain Busters or the Horsemen, whatever you want to call them, Double A, Iron Anderson, and Tully Blanchard. So let's see. We got 5 right there. Then what do we want to do? See, then it gets a little more interesting here, right? Because there's a lot of great tag teams.
Well, what you're thinking of your bottom 5, I'll give you my top 5. Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, Road Warriors, Rockers, FTR to give a one modern flair there.
Okay, little modern flair. I'll throw FTR in my number 6 spot, along with I'm gonna throw in I will throw in the Usos. The heck with it. Edge and Christian at number 8, the Hardys at 9, and the Dudley Boys at 10.
I'll go for my bottom 5. I'll give you Young Bucks, Usos, Briscoes, Hart Foundation.
Did you mention the Steiners? I don't know if you did.
No, I'm going to give them 10.
Okay, there you go.
And I mean, that list could change at any time. That was just
this is off the cuff, right? Like if I put more thought into it, like I could probably be, some other ones, but it's like, yeah, there's so many like great tag teams and, like, hey,
all right, match is about to start here.
Miracle Violence Connection is another one we didn't put on there,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, they're awesome too. So.
Now, Dave, how have you been feeling about this new Cena entrance?
Yeah. Randy, good choice. Beer Money was good as well. Yep. Great TNA tag team.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's another good one. Motor City Machine Guns.
As I said, TNA team, I know. I like it enough, you know.
He's trying to do
Personally,
something different with being heel,
yeah.
especially when he's not changing his gear.
You know what? I'm not going to be a
Merchandise.
hater, but I will say this. I thought the Cena heel turn was well done. I'm still interested to see where we go with next. But honestly, I don't feel in retrospect like it was time to move away from Cody yet. I thought Cody still had some steam going on that run. And maybe at some point it would have been time to take it away from him sooner. And maybe he's going to be a heel. But I don't know. I liked Cody in that role for the last year.
Does The Rock being involved and then not being involved affect your enjoyment of the Cena heel turn at all?
It made it weird. It took some of the, it took more, Steve, wind out of my sails. Travis Scott showing up by himself.
Yeah, that was very weird.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
poke to the eye.
Seeing some real heel tactics from Cena here.
Yeah. Randy
Really
returns with the
turning
poke
it
to the
there.
eye. Because Randy's like, I've been a bad guy most of my career, brother. And Randy agrees. We didn't need Travis Scott. Yes. All right, we go back for another lockup here. I like their lockups, by the way.
Yeah, really making it look like a struggle here.
Yeah. Ten worst tag teams. That'd be harder. I tend to forget about teams that are really bad.
10 worst tag teams.
I'll tell you teams that pop in my head. The Mulkeys. The Kongs. Remember the Colossal Kongs? You ever see those guys? I think Sting body slammed both
No,
of
I
them
don't
one
think
time.
I have.
They were with Harley Race for a minute. They were following Vader around in '93. Um,
Well, how about this, Dave? How about we hold off on 10 worst teams and we add it to the list for Friday's episode?
okay, 10 worst tag teams. Yeah.
Mainly
See what
because
we
that's
come up
going to be
with.
harder to come up with.
I'll have to do some research. So I actually have to
Yeah.
look up. Yeah.
Because we tend to try and be positive on this show.
All right. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
Doesn't mean we can't come up with 10 bad tag
Yeah,
teams,
absolutely. Yeah.
just be a little more.
I'll tell you a gimmick I didn't care for off the top of my head. We'll talk more about this on the show, but
Mantar?
I've made that my feelings clear about him. But the Beverly Brothers, a team that were called the Destruction Crew in AWA, Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom, falling around the Genius and stuff, just plain purple tights. I always thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cena's had it.
Oh, wow. Guys got a post-wrestling shirt on, too.
Yeah. Post wrestling hat.
Can't wait to listen to the recap of the show and find out who that was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
And
John
I've had
Pollock's going
enough.
to love the time frame on this show.
Coming back here, baby. This is for the WWF World Championship. Or WWE, excuse me. Forgot what era I was in.
It's WWF in our hearts.
We're in St. Louis, baby.
Wasn't it funny that both companies had the same name when we were younger and we just knew the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Owen Hart and Yokozuna, that was an interesting time frame there.
So Sikoa's middle name is Yokozuna, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that was another clip I saw on that Stephanie's Places thing.
Cena really working this slow, methodical style for his
Yeah, for sure.
heelness.
Look like they both were going for kicks at the same time there.
WWF Championship on the line here.
This is one of those matches I bet is better with the sound on too, because the crowd's probably super into everything they're doing.
They at least look like they're reacting. I like they got that Cena cardboard cutout out there.
Yep, yep, yep. Now, we haven't had any titles change hands tonight, have we? No.
No.
Be interesting to see. That doesn't change my mind. I still think Cena keeps it no matter what, but that would be interesting.
Oh, the way that ankle was out there.
Mm-hmm. Randy Orton likes to use that Garvin stomp. That's Ronnie, by the way, not Jimmy or Terry.
That's a different school of defense.
Yeah.
Big knee drop there.
Now that shades of Harley Race.
I was
Although
thinking
Harley was dropped a
too,
little
since
bit.
this is in St. Louis, even though it's a WWE crowd watching, I think you could get away with possibly a little more of a methodic style. It wouldn't be as hated. Do we get one more Cena versus AJ Styles match? That's a good
That
question.
would be fun. Yeah. We got to set it up.
As of right now, I don't see how the storylines would kind of meet.
No. They would have
Not
to
out of
set
the
something
question.
up,
Long year still ahead of us.
like a battle royal or something to determine a challenger or something,
Got the sleeper hold locked in. Can't put Randy Orton away with that, can you? Firing him into the ropes. Catches him with a sleeper hold now. How many more years do you think Randy Orton's got in the tank? Because he's had some injuries, but he still seems to be going pretty good for his age.
I don't know. I bet you if he doesn't do any injuries, he could go a little while longer. But I'll say he's got 3 to 5 years left.
Because obviously Cena's got to be. I mean, it's probably been enough time in wrestling, but he's got that acting career opening up.
Right.
Orton doesn't have that like looming ahead of him. So given that and how he looks in the ring, I could see another 5 to 7 years out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another 3 years strong, and then the next
He
4
goes
to
to
5 just go like very light schedule.
You could make a WWE versus 885. Randy's giving us podcast ideas here this week.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna add that 5-match WWE AEW card.
Yep.
But let's throw one match out there at least to give Randy something for the question.
All right. For me, one match off the top of my head. You know what? He brought up AJ Styles. AJ Styles, Will Ospreay.
That's a good one. I'm trying to think. Want to do something interesting. I don't really want to do any matchups that we might have already had in the WWE with people in different companies.
Well, I guess you could always think, who's MJF? Who'd like to see MJF wrestle? And that'd probably be a way to come up with one right there.
That's interesting.
Obviously,
Ooh,
we've done MJF Cody.
I'm gonna go MJF LA Knight just because of the mic work.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday you'll have to tune in for a 5-match card. Will we remember the choices we made tonight? We'll have to see. Because it's one of those things you don't want to do matchups we could have already seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what would be other interesting matchups? I like that Randy's throwing out a lot of ideas that we can. This is going to be a supersized episode this week, Randy.
I wouldn't mind, like I said, I won't pick it, but to follow up on this matches we've seen, but MJF and Cody, we've only seen one time a long time ago, and there'd be a great story for that match if MJF ever came to WWE or Cody went back to whatever the case would be. It'd be a great story for that match.
So Randy Orton's not winning the title tonight. Where does he go after this?
I have this feeling that there's a possibility.
You think he's going to win it in his hometown and then Cena gets it back on TV somehow?
So this is something I thought about it, but I haven't really given it serious thought, but maybe I should just mention it. I had this feeling that, what if Cody came back now and actually turned on Orton? That he was mad that Orton took this shot, and he ended up, Cody was a heel, and he ended up feuding with Randy. Oh, look at that RKO, by the way. Turned that attitude adjustment into the RKO.
Interesting.
UFC to WWE. Wow, look at that. Nicely done, Randy.
The timing on that was impeccable. I had to see the replay to really see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so smooth the first time he did it. It was very easy to miss.
I noticed how they're changing out some of the sponsors in the ring. Doesn't appear Real American Beers in there. Obviously, Morgan & Morgan is sponsoring the event, so they got the center canvas. Prime still has their bottle at ringside.
Cricket Wireless.
Cricket 5G.
Rambo, go crazy.
This has been a decent enough match. I wouldn't say.
Nope. They're going to get us past the 9:30 mark, though. It's a good match so far. But I think we had a lot of bells and whistles, too. In the entrances and whatnot. Oh, Orton kicks out of the attitude adjustment. These two definitely, you can tell, have worked together for a long time. They're very comfortable with each other. And they just seem to know each other's movesets very well. I mean, this is definitely two guys who kind of grew up in the business with each other, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what makes the match stand out so well is it doesn't have to be a flashy match. It's just the fact that these two are in there battling.
Another attitude adjustment, and Randy gets the ropes. Ducks the clothesline. Oh, Cena with those shoulder blocks. Oh, no. Second one right in the RKO.
That is surprising.
Yeah. I've seen her rolling towards the ropes.
I like that there's kind of enough doubt here. Like, could Randy pull this off?
Yeah, no, it's definitely You never know.
Because you think about it, if Randy wins, Cena's got to win the title back, and then that adds another title reign for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Randy gets up to 15, Cena gets up to 18, I believe, at that point.
Yeah. Oh, going for the punt to the head.
St. Louis
Cena
reacting
ducks.
big for this. Big
Oh, there's an
attitude
attitude adjustment.
again.
It's going to be hit.
Wow.
No. We're having a lot of replays here, by the way. Is it just me? What the hell's going on here?
A lot of replays. I'm wondering, is that to fill time? Is that because, you know, a little more methodical of a match, kind of filling up some dead air time?
Yeah, maybe.
Morgan and Morgan paid for their money. They need that logo to split.
Yeah, right. Because it's not like we've seen a ton of replays like this in any other match tonight. It wasn't that
No, there's been
noticeable.
a couple here and there.
Yeah. But nothing out of the ordinary. This seems like it's everything they're hitting here.
V Better, another sponsor in that corner. Wonder what that is.
Working Fans Podcast.
Cena missing now. Reversal. Oh.
The classic ref bump.
What's going to happen here?
No, not like this.
Travis Scott coming out.
Well, that's interesting, though, Joe.
I would kind of love it if Travis Scott came out at this point. I would actually probably laugh.
Here's the thing, though. It's not interesting about this is the ref's down, but Cena's actually the one in control here. With this shush. That's kind of funny. Shut your mouth. All right.
Do?
The adults are talking. Shut your mouth. He's going to grab Michael Cole as a weapon.
All right, taking the title.
All right, so nope, RKO. And the ref is the ref coming through? Oh wow.
Yeah.
1, 2, and Cena kicks out. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching like what is going on here? That's almost a covered.
I don't even know who this ref is, honestly.
Plus, what was the point of going to get the belt?
So close. Well, the belt is still in the ring too, right?
Yep.
So let's see if that plays a part. What's Orton thinking here? Is he gonna try another punt? Nope.
No, he's got something bigger planned.
Yeah, put this chump through a table. Cowboy Bob wouldn't put up with this shit.
Barrio might have put up with this shit.
Barrio for sure. Barrio with that choice.
Damn, ref eats shit again.
Oh yeah, it's time to the steps too. You dumbass. Randy gonna blade? I bet you. I wonder. Like Cena and Orton probably never had blood in their era, so it's like, all right, tonight there will be blood.
We can only hope.
Doesn't look like it. This is a small cut.
No.
He says he's going to put him through the table. I bet he doesn't. Oh, Orton's gonna give the attitude adjustment to Cena through the table.
Oh. And the table did not break.
No, it did not.
Oh, kind of.
And now it's breaking. Cena's like, I ain't getting put through that again. My old ass can't take that. Fuck that table.
Yeah, the table held on just enough.
Randy's like, John, we got to do some more work here, brother. Get up. Green shirt, get the fuck out of my face. I'm going to get Punk back out here. Slap you around again.
It's funny. I went to a concert recently and they had a thing about telling people to put away their phones and just kind of enjoy the night. And it's wild to see that this is happening right in front of these guys up front and just everybody has their phone out.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, we probably would be no different because this would be prime podcast.
This is
like
content.
But it's like there's so many people with their phone out. You've got the event just in front of you. Like, isn't it be that much worth it on your phone? This is when John Cena ate shit on that table.
I yelled out, working fans. This is when Joe got Michael Cole pissed. Called him a bitch. Yeah, dump that on his head. Make him eat Prime. Send it over to Randy Savage. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Into the steps.
Makes you wonder, was this table spot planned or is this like an improvised to make up for the other table not breaking?
Second attitude adjustment that Cena's going to take?
Through the table.
Goes through the table. The Public Enemy would be proud. Randy's going to have some Prime.
I mean, if it's there, why not drink it?
Mm-hmm. I would have laughed at the sponsor, but he'd been like, this shit sucks.
I know. I was waiting to see him make a face or something.
Yeah. Stuff's garbage. Someone's got old school Mr. Perfect shirt out there.
Yeah, I think that's that chubby dude from earlier.
Yeah.
The man I refuse to call a fat fuck.
Action Bronson out there. It's the Sour Prime.
I didn't know there was a Sour Prime. Interesting.
That's what Randy said. I don't know.
Ask your kids about it, Dave. They probably drink it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Or want to.
I'm sure Trampoline could tell me all about it. All right, here we go, baby.
It's crazy how Prime has made it to a spot where young people are like, we need that.
Yeah.
It's like the young people's Coca-Cola.
One of my kids likes Travis Scott, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, and Cena kicks out.
You mean Jock Eric Watson III or whatever his name was? I just watched the clip from the other day where we were talking about his name. It's Jock III, whatever it is.
This referee?
No. Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that already. Yeah. Jacques, yeah.
I don't know who the fuck this referee is.
I don't either.
Oh, that's Eddie Arango.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Eddie Arango.
I think you're right.
Oh, you ain't.
Oh, yeah. You a bitch, Durango. You a bitch. Attitude. I mean, RKO. I've lost it. I see someone else yelled at the other referee out there. Some guy's like, get out there. Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis ain't putting up with this bullshit.
Who's this guy?
Oh, I don't know who that guy is. Jamie Noble.
Look at how many officials are in here. Randy's like, when the hell did this ever happen? He's like, just get me a referee. It almost looks like Aldis is going to do something.
So are we going to get Randy versus Aldis at some point because of this? Is Randy going to RKO Aldis?
I mean, he's already RKO'd him twice.
Bah!
And
Who the fuck else wants some? Get over here.
This kid. I don't know who he is. Oh, Greg Shane Helms. Oh, Davari. Noble.
Jason Jordan's like, fuck it, I'm staying on the outside for this one.
He's eliminated every damn official in the match. Well, I mean, you made it entertaining.
They were only there to help.
Yes. This is on you now, Randy.
That's like 911 showing up without you calling them and you being like, nah, fuck it. I'm fighting the paramedics.
All right, what are we setting up then here? Is it Cody? Is it Scott?
I don't know where
Is
the
it
fuck
Rock?
this goes. You would think that'd be a DQ, right?
Yeah. This is electric, says Randy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man, I called this earlier.
We forgot that I forgot
I
you
know.
called this. Oh, no.
Oh, the low blow.
He
got him into little Jimmy. You know, he pitched trying to sell a little Jimmy action figure.
Really?
Yeah, he just wanted to have like an empty package. Like with him. And Stephanie McMahon's like, I don't think we can do that. All right, here comes the original ref. This is going to be it now.
Okay.
That's it, baby. 9:42.
A little bit weird of an ending, but I mean, it incorporated R-Truth like you thought. We got the big Randy Orton spots. Cena kept the title, so I can't complain too bad about the ending. And we're in it under 3 hours, so.
Yeah. There's no Rock. There's no Cody. There's no Travis. So, if you wanted us to wrap this up and see where does Randy Orton go next? I don't know. Let's see what's happening with R-Truth and Nick Aldis here.
Yeah, you got two interesting possibilities there. I mean, Cena is champ. Like anybody on the roster could be next. It's just kind of how do you line it up next? I'm sure something will happen.
I'd like to see something new. Like we've seen Orton, I'd like to see somebody come up to challenge him.
Yeah, I mean, this match was cool because you get the first Cena Orton match in a while in St. Louis.
LA Knight would be interesting.
We're really gonna have to tune in Monday. Maybe we tune in on Raw. Maybe we got to tune in on SmackDown too after that.
Well, we know that the title on Raw is going to be defended at Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks. We got Logan Paul and Jey Uso happening. So,
oh, that is the Raw title. I forgot. Yeah, Cody.
Yeah, this is the one on SmackDown. Yeah, so
I'm sure we'll see something on Raw, but probably the main thing will play out
on SmackDown.
On SmackDown.
Jeff Cobb will be on SmackDown. I'd have to say that was my highlight of the night, by the way, too, still. Jeff Cobb showing up.
Yeah, that was a huge moment. Match of the night. I got to give it to Lyra and Becky, which surprising going into this. That's not what I would have expected to have picked.
Nope, not at all. And I would say, honestly, interesting here.
See to get in the mic.
Yeah. Just wondering if anyone else is going to come out here. Oh,
Cena's back a little scraped up there.
would it have been something actually if this was the one Goldberg came out in?
That would be some shit.
We never seen Goldberg and Cena, so I'm just saying. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting to see the final credits pop up here.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean anything because as we saw at Mania, you'd get the credits pop up, but then you would get that little bit
Post-show.
after it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Goes off pretty clean. So, oh, nope. Here we go. It kind of like fades to black and then it comes back. And then I think the
that's what they're
post-show
doing
starts
now.
from here.
Now, they haven't actually done anything with this yet, but I think they will eventually. Tremendous watch along, guys. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate you.
Thank you. We tried. It's definitely, like we said, it's more of a challenge when the two of us are on, but I think just because it was so easy to bounce stuff around with 4 people that you didn't have to talk as much here, we both kind of have to, we don't necessarily have to stay equal on talking, but you got to keep the banter going back and forth, and we're kind of getting it under our wings here. I don't know, watching this, it's tough because even though the credits have come up, just the fact that they're still showing him, you feel like something more can happen.
Yeah. It's like, what's he looking at here? What's got his attention? Is it just the fans?
Seems like it's just the fans right
Just the
now. This late in the night, it'd kind of be weird to start a new angle off, especially coming out of nowhere. It's not impossible. We'll stay with it for a minute or two longer.
Yeah, Dave's not going to do much tonight. He's getting ready to bed after this. All right, I think.
All right, that seems like the end. So we're going to end this watch along like we do all of our shows. I know I played these commercials while Dave was away, but we don't have sponsors anymore. So the only thing we could talk about is some of the great authors we work with and maybe our own commercial. So
Author Ray Lopez presents Lockup, professional wrestling in our world. Lockup dives headfirst into the colorful world of professional wrestling. Explore the iconic characters, careers, matches, history, and families, and delve into the bizarre and fascinating entwining of professional wrestling and film, television, football, politics, gender, and race. Pre-orders are available now on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com. This is the perfect gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Pick up a copy today on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com.
Hey, all you goddamn wrestling fans out there, listen, old black Bart has got a book. It's called Wrestle. Black Bart. It's got some dadgum good stories in there about some dadgum good wrestlers.
Read stories of Dusty Rhodes, the Von Erich, Scott Casey, Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, Mr. Fuji, Ron Bass, Bruiser Brody, Mike Davis, the Grappler, and many others.
And I guarantee you one thing, that it'll be the best dadgum read you've had in a long, long time.
Get your book today at Russellville.com or on Amazon. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.
Hey fans, it's the man they call Dave with producer Joe And you probably know us as the commentary team for New Heights Pro Wrestling, but when we're not doing that, we got a podcast.
That is the Working Fans Podcast, where we talk pro wrestling, comedy, MMA, and so much more.
And tell them about that signature segment.
Oh, you talk about the 531?
You know I am.
That is a homegrown creation that has been our namesake. And if you want to know our namesake, we got Chevy, AJ Strange Brew, as well as the two of us.
And why don't you go to our channel, like, subscribe, show us some love.
Rate, review, all of it.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories, including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.